The great American writer Philip Roth died this week. In 2012, after more than 5 decades of writing and 31 books, Roth had announced that Nemesis, 2010, about a polio epidemic in Newark, New Jersey, the neighborhood where he grew up and the setting for most of his work, was his last. In a 2014 interview to the New York Times Book Review, Roth said he went back and reread all his books to see whether I'd wasted my time, and came away with this conclusion: I did the best I could with what I had. Among his many books are the 9 novels in which Nathan Zuckerman, Roth's alter ego, takes center stage.
We meet Zuckerman first in The Ghost Writer, published in 1979. I turn sentences around. That's my life. I write a sentence and then I turn it around. Then I look at it and I turn it around again. This is what E.I. Lonoff tells a 23-year-old writer Nathan Zuckerman about the literary life. In the 1950s, Zuckerman is a budding writer taken up with the great books of Tolstoy, Chekhov, Kafka and Gogol, and spends a night in the secluded New England farmhouse of his literary hero Lonoff. The book, dedicated to Milan Kundera, starts with this beautiful line: "It was the last daylight hour of a December afternoon more than 20 years ago. I was 23, writing and publishing my first short stories, and like many a Bildungsroman hero before me, already contemplating my own massive Bildungsroman, when I arrived at his hideaway to meet the great man." The life Lonoff describes seems like paradise to him. That he could think to do nothing better with his life than turn sentences around seemed to me a blessing.
At Lonoff's he will meet Amy Bellette, a haunting young, dark-haired, gray or green-eyed woman of indeterminate foreign origin, a European war refugee, who turns out to be a former student of his hero and who may have been also his mistress. Imagination and reality, fact and fiction, literature and life mingle in Roth's hands as Zuckerman wonders about the Bellette's real identity. She calls Lonoff Maestro and tells Zuckerman of a line she remembers from his classes: "There is no life without patience."
As Bellette drives off into the snow with Zuckerman's feverish imagination conjuring up all sorts of possibilities, the Lonoffs sit for dinner where his wife, Hope, smashes a wine glass and begs him to chuck me out. I cannot take any more moral fiber in the face of life's disappointments. She urges her husband to move on with Bellette, and then you won't be so miserable, and everything in the world won't be so bleak. That night, Zuckerman can't sleep and wonders if Amy Bellette is indeed Anne Frank, who managed to escape after all. The story is fully revealed only when we bid goodbye to Nathan and exit Ghost in 2004.
The writer looks back at one classic each fortnight.